You like comic books?
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
I'm quite keen on comic books.
Movies.
Movies.
The movies. Stupid TV shows. TV shows.
But what are some of your favorite TV shows?
Can be enjoyed as video games, as TV shows, books, movies, the entire world. Wholeheartedly embrace the apocalypse. Let's start the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday edition of the Next Issue podcast. Jeff, how's it going?
Fantastic.
That's great to hear.
What a wonderful Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is here, and we cannot deny
Super
it.
Bowl. And the Olympics. The Olympics are also
too.
here.
I haven't looked into a lot of that other than some Italian person doing weird hand gestures, but I don't know if that was a joke or if that was a real thing.
No, that was actually happened. I watched the opening ceremonies like live because they streamed them on Peacock when they were actually happening, and then they showed them at night. So during the middle of my workday, I was sitting there watching, and it was everything that I wanted it to be. I'm skipping ahead to what we watched this week a little bit, but
okay.
Just as a tease, it was everything that I imagined it could have been. It was very Italian. I've grown to love it. Yeah.
I'm gathering that it's in Italy. Like I said, this is how disconnected I am from it. I didn't even know where. Where were we?
We are in Italy, in Milan, I believe.
Oh, very cool, very cool. So today's going to be a very interesting day, just overall. Later on, there'll be a couple of teams playing, then a Bad Bunny concert, and then teams playing some more. Yeah, with maybe some really cool trailers in between and all that. If you want to know our full thoughts on a big game like that, you can check out yesterday's live stream where Jeff put together a menagerie of weird halftime Super Bowls.
Yeah, it was. I brought something to the buffet, my own special dish to the podcast buffet yesterday.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun pitching all that too. So yeah, go check it out. But today we're here to talk about comics that we read and a few other things as well that we watched and all that. But comics is the big thing, and I want to start with something pretty cool. I just saw this. I recently, where is it? My shop puts the DC Connect on my box, and this is the book. So this is kind of what's replaced the previews for DC, and Marvel has its own thing. Like the publishers now kind of have their own thing, right? Instead of one big magazine. And also I was watching the latest Fat Man Beyond with Kevin Smith, where he talked about a new book that he's going to be working on. BIZARRO Year None.
I'm very intrigued by this book.
Yeah. So the worst news ever, DC announces BIZARRO Year None, a new 4-issue limited series from Kevin Smith, Eric Carrasco, and Nick Pitara, starring the iconic backwards opposite of Superman. First of all, I'm very intrigued by Nick Pitara because I feel like I had not heard his name on a comic in a long, long time. Probably most well known for Manhattan Projects with Charles Soule. No, wait.
That's Hickman.
Or Jonathan Hickman. Jonathan Hickman. Yeah. Sorry. Charles Soule is Letter 44, which I always get those two confused. I'm not sure why. So here, let me give you, there's a full breakdown of the comic in both the Connect and the DC website. So let me see. DC announced today BIZARRO Year None, a 4-issue miniseries exploring the origin of BIZARRO, Superman's legendary backwards doppelganger. So this is written by Kevin Smith and Eric Carrasco. And Kevin Smith talked about this is before James Gunn took over. I guess like everybody was kind of pitching ideas to Warner Brothers as to like, limited series or, TV shows, whatever. Him and Eric Carrasco, who worked on Supergirl, like the TV show Supergirl, which is where they met. They wrote this they were writing this up. And then, but then James Gunn arrived and kind of everything kind of reset, and so then they were like, well, why don't we pitch this to the comic side? So the series will follow Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen and Clark Kent's boss Perry White as they depart the Daily Planet for a strange adventure in outer space. Which, how many journalists are we sending into outer space on a regular basis, Jeff?
It's just Gail King. That's the only one.
Just okay, so not enough is what I'm hearing.
Not enough.
So this book will bring a blend of humor, heart, and high concept storytelling to a character whose contradictions have made him a fan favorite for decades. Pitara's bold, hyper-detailed artwork grounds the series in a surreal tone, giving the readers a version a Bizarro world that feels familiar and unsettling. This book goes on sale on April 1st, which is really funny, I think, because in Bizarro Land, that's like the most serious day of the year, I think, right? So we do have another cover by Frank Wiley.
Oh, wow. That's cool, too.
Which
I was like, why would you pass up that A cover? But then I'm like, okay, I see why you would pass up that A cover.
Well, it's interesting because I feel like Pitara's art is heavily inspired by Quietly.
Yeah.
You can't really see the here. Yeah, you can. I was about to say you can't see the detail, but I have a machine that allows me to enhance.
Enhance, zoom and enhance.
That's right. I think that's as far as we can go, boss. Yeah. I mean,
I'm excited for this. I am because he talked about it on his podcast. And because I guess they've had this idea floating around for a while. I hope that it's finished. I feel like it's been a bit since Kevin Smith has started a project and not finished it, but I feel in my head he's still notorious for that. So,
that's funny. Like in the comics?
Yeah, like when he because he still has a Daredevil comic that is unfinished. I think he still has a Batman. I don't think he ever finished. It was a Cacophony that he started writing.
Because it was supposed to be 3 different arcs, right? And there's only 2 of them out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that he's and I think there's like one or 2 more. There were like these little like one-offs, kind of stories that he just.
Wasn't he doing a thing with Jim Lee?
I don't. Maybe I don't remember. He gets wrapped up into a lot of projects, but now he had a pretty decent run on what was it? Green Hornet.
Oh yeah, that's right. For Dynamite, I think.
Yeah, for Dynamite, and he's written his Clerks comics and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited for it, but
we have one more cover here by Ibrahim Mustafa, which
that's
this one's
great.
interesting.
I love that one. That is amazing.
I don't know what it's referencing. I'm sure it's something.
That's what's his name? Norman Rockwell. That's a Norman Rockwell.
That's why we keep you around. You and Josh you and Josh really class up the joint.
Yeah, this is a Norman Rockwell painting.
Okay. I knew. See, I can tell. I've been reading comics long enough to know that it's a reference.
Yeah,
but I don't know all the references all the time. So, but
now why is this S the correct way?
Good question. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Okay. I have noticed that. So I don't. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe the cover's backwards.
We'll have to read the comic to find out.
Or maybe the cover's backwards. In Quietly's, it's also the correct way.
Oh, look at that, huh?
So, does he maybe have to take over for Superman for a little while?
Find out.
I guess so.
We'll have to read to find out.
Oh, you shouldn't zoom in hands on Frank Wiley's work. It's terrifying.
That's amazing.
It's so much. I can't. You shouldn't stare at it for too long.
Stare right back at your walls.
Yeah.
I like this. Now, on the cover of your DC Connect, there was also the announcement of Jeff Loeb and Jim Chung doing the Batman Wonder Woman.
I didn't see that.
It's no, it didn't happen. I'm a little concerned about that. I don't know how.
You mean the cover story?
The cover story that we skipped over. This feels like a Marvel move. I'm gonna say.
I feel like Jeff Loeb has some kind of contract that they're just running out. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It probably won't be for me, but if somebody's enjoying it, I guess.
I love Jim Chung artwork, so
Yeah, me
I'll
too.
check it out for the artwork.
That's,
And then
the same reason I was looking at Hush is because Jim Lee was actually like, there's no really good work.
Listen, I'm already boycotting Disney Plus. I can't be boycotting everything that I feel doesn't quite deserve my money, but I'm at the end of the day, I'm still a fanboy.
Yeah.
And when is that Hush gonna finish? Like that, we've been it went after 6 issues, it went on hiatus, came back for 1, and then is gone again.
Jim Lee's a busy man. All right. So who knows? We'll see. We'll find out in the future.
They should get well, he's a comic skater, but it won't make so it's not as funny as a joke. But if they get Art T. Bear to finish the work, because he's the guy that replaced Jim Lee on the X-Men after Jim Lee left to go do Wildcats. They had Art T. Bear finish that run for the next few issues.
Just have Scott Williams do it.
Yeah, just have Scott Williams do it.
He's probably inked enough of Jim Lee's work to be like, I could do it. I could do it. Sometimes I'll look at Jonathan Glapian, I think it's the name, who's inked a lot of the Batman from Capullo.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, you can definitely make it look. He's got his own style, but it's like there's stuff in there that you can kind of tell. So all right, let's get into it. Let's get into the meat of things here. Jeff, what have you watched this week?
Well, I watched the Olympic ceremonies. We'll get that out of the way real quick.
Yeah, let's do it. Get into it.
There's one controversial part. They had some opening ceremony like dances and whatnot at the beginning. Those were extremely trippy. They had like people dressed up in different colors. They kind of reference the Renaissance paintings and like all the Italian fashion, the fashion that comes out of Italy, the Italian designers and the composers, all the great Italian composers. So the first part was kind of really an homage to Italy's history and culture and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did the Parade of Nations. So all the athletes came out, and then they did all the presidents or whatever of the Olympic Committee did all their talking, and they lit the torch, and they went back into the opening ceremony, like more production stuff. And it started off with this animation. The second part of it started off with this animation that most people are like, this feels very AI. And it's weird because it's like, it looks like it almost feels like old school rotoscope, but not quite, because it has that AI flavor to it. And it's of this like hot Italian girl flying through the air and into like the different sports of the Winter Olympics. And then this Italian model girl comes out on the stage, and she runs around, and it's this kind of this wacky do. She's like talking on the phone and like doing all these dances with all these other Italian dudes. And it's very 1970s like Italian film weirdness to it. I feel like they would, if they could have gotten away with it, they all would have been smoking cigarettes and riding Vespas and stuff. I'm glad I was under the influence of something of my own while watching it, because it was pretty intense.
Dang,
but it was also like, yeah,
well, we got our friends from Reddit hooked us up, so hopefully this won't kick us off. We'll see.
Oh yeah, this is the thing. So most people are like, "Oh, this is totally AI." I when it comes to animation, I don't know. Like I can't. I'm not that.
Sometimes it's very stylized. Sometimes I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'm not an animator, but Reddit thinks like it kind of looks like remember the lady from The Paper?
The Spielberg movie?
No. The Office spinoff, The Paper.
Oh yeah. Kinda, yeah.
Like maybe that's just a very Italian look. I don't know. That's funny because I googled AI opening controversy. Olympic opening controversy, and the AI overview did not list as one of the things.
Not us.
Protecting itself. Not me, bro. Navi. Yeah, I'll read you the ones that they did put on there. Boos for the vice president were muted. Mariah Carey lip sync allegations. Satanic symbols. Some sections of the audience accused organizers of featuring satanic symbols and visuals, but I think that's like every event.
Yeah, I don't
Like even at Comic-Con, if you drive by some parts of the city, you'll see people in their microphones yelling about
Yeah.
church and Jesus is coming this weekend. But
The
it's
end is
every
near.
weekend, so like I'm not sure how that works.
It's got to be tough being one of those people that's like the end is here this weekend.
Haiti uniforms and IOC constraints. It looks like the IOC asked for a depiction of Toussaint Louverture to be removed from Haiti's uniform. I don't know who that is. Unfortunately. And then a singer defense performance, a singer referred to as, God, I hope this is not racist, the Blue Man, defended his performance after confusion arose, citing a lack of subtitles during the broadcast.
Sir, I'll have you know my uncle is a Smurf, and that is very offensive.
Apologies to all the blue people out there.
As an avatar, as somebody who identifies as a Navi.
Yeah, to all the Navi out there. It was on me. My bad. I'm just reading what the AI told me. I'm like Tom Burgundy. I'll read anything you put on this prompter.
Do you want me to keep going, or do you want to switch back and forth?
Well, I was gonna ask you, since we're talking Olympics, like especially winter, like what are the sports that you're like, I need to check that out? Because hockey started early, right? The hockey tournaments start early so they can get all the games in within the time.
Yeah,
because it's not like you can't do hockey like multiple times a day like some of the other sports, right?
You just keep going. That'd be amazing if they had to do like multiple back-to-back hockey games.
Play till you can't. Last hockey, it's just a big rink, like a big square with goals all over. Every team has their own goal.
Everybody goes. You just go.
King of the Hill style. Last team standing.
I have watched a little bit of the women's hockey. I've watched a lot of the freestyle snowboarding stuff earlier.
I heard some people were getting busted up on their jump, like from training.
Yeah, I did see like it's mostly a background stuff for me. So I'll watch like some of the news clips. Here is my genuine complaint is that because I'm watching it on Peacock, and they have like their Olympic hub in the Peacock app. And they have like a whole row of stuff of like, this is the stuff that is live right now. And it'll give a little bit on the corner that says live. And so you'll click on it. And like the first one or two, there's something there. But there's this whole row of stuff that's live. And if you go click on the live stuff, it's gives you like 30 minutes, 30 nothing. It gives you like 30 seconds of commercials. And then it cuts to like a still frame that's like the coverage has ended or the coverage will begin shortly. And I'm just like, well, why do you even have the link on there? If it were beginning shortly, I would like to know how long, like, because there's no indication of like when this stuff is happening
or play a package. I think WWE's good about that, right? Like they have like in between, or you know what? Fuck it, play commercials. I don't care. Just let me know something's happening.
Right? Yeah. Give me a countdown clock. Whatever. And if it's over, like pull that crap within the first like 5 minutes. Like get that off my TV. Like I don't even want it to be an option.
Now, you know which sport always kind of like amazes me to see that it's a thing? The biathlon. Now, for those that don't know, that is the cross country skiing, and then they stop to shoot.
Yeah. Yeah. They have to like get down on the ground and
like somebody had me. Can you imagine if they for the triathlon, like I guess if you stop swimming and instead of getting on a bicycle, you had to like start shooting at some it doesn't work. It doesn't feel the same.
Swimming, if you had to swim up to like a reef and then shoot something and then swim off the reef.
According to the internet, it's based on like some older like patrol kind of like thing that used to happen. I guess that makes sense. But it's really funny though. I find it hilarious that it's somebody like Now we can't have breakdancing again in the Olympics, but you know what? We'll keep the sport that you have to cross country ski and then stop to
It,
shoot
d-
for a little while.
it does kind of feel like they were running out of sports, and they're like, "Well, what else you got? Like, what else
Not a
can
lot
we
of
do
them,
on
yeah.
skis?" Like,
They should do some of the summer sports in the Winter Olympics because it's different. When you do sports in the cold,
yeah,
it's
you could
different.
have
So,
you could have snowball volleyball. If you have beach
oh,
volleyball, why not snow volleyball? Volleyball.
snowman building should be a thing.
Snowman building. Oh my
Or
gosh.
instead of a shot put, it's a snowball.
A one
It won't
giant
go.
snowball fight
Yeah,
between all the
yeah,
countries.
snowball fight.
Like
Instead
in the
of
middle
water
of that big
polo,
arena.
yeah. Instead of water polo, it's a snowball fight because all the water's frozen.
I do want to create a movie because I was watching a bit of the curling, and I'm like, we need a curling movie where it's like somebody sees like the young kid janitor sweeping the floor, and then like the mystical kind of music plays in the background as the guy's like, that kid would be a good curler. You ever tried curling, son? And he's just like, I'm just a simple janitor. That kind of curling lifestyle is not for me. But then he gets him out onto the ice, and then they start, it's the one where they throw the stone and they have all the little brooms in front of the stone, and they try to get it in the middle of the.
I am well aware of what curling is. It's one of the ones that I'm like, could I do that? And not that I could.
But see, like it feels like there's a story here. There's like a Disney movie where you find a janitor who is like this is their
all these competitors, they just moved to the same town and they don't have any friends, but they joined the curling team because nobody, one of them is a curler, but the other ones have never done it in their life. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, that's kind of an anime. Oh, there's a guide to curling here if you want to get into it.
Jeff. Oh, nice.
You got to bring your own Swiffer though. I'm surprised Swiffer hasn't capitalized more on curling.
That would be great if we could, or if they couldn't get who's the U.S. curling team? Like they should be on the boxes of Swiffers, like Wheaties boxes.
Yeah. One of the what's her name? She's in Traders and she's a chef. She's in Top Chef. Kristen something. Mm-hmm. I saw a video of her learning how to curl. So look at that. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. I'm really bad at that game at the bar. Where the little salt pad. Yeah. So
anyway, so that's the Olympics. I'm gonna keep watching them. I'll see what happens.
Nice. So we got a couple of weeks.
2 weeks worth of Olympics.
I'm glad I said that. Can I ever give you my one complaint about the Olympics?
Yes.
I woke up Friday morning. All my Law and Orders were not there. They take away my network television during the Olympics.
They take it over.
They take it over. What am I supposed to do now? They hadn't even started on the Thursday night. That's when Law and Order airs.
This is when you become a figure skating expert. We all become experts in some winter sport for 2 weeks.
And I think Matlock is explicitly waiting for the Olympics to be done to come back as well to probably counteract some of that program.
Ice fishing could be an Olympic sport.
Oh yeah. But you got to drink a few beers while you're there.
Yeah.
So that's
the more beers you drink, the more points you get from the judges.
It's a combination of fish caught versus plus beers. There's some kind of factorial there.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. All right. Well, let us know if you're watching the Winter Olympics. Watch them now before we run out of ice in this world.
By the end, in 30 years, the Winter Olympics are going to be like, who can stay on the last polar, the iceberg or whatever.
Look for the snow. It's going to be find the snow.
Look for snow. Find snow.
Well, and then we're going to start running out of places where we can host it too, right?
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to build our own, just a big fridge.
It'll just be in like one of those Gaylord hotels where they ship in the ice for like their winter things.
And then we can stop at the Great Wolf Lodge, make a weekend of it.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe we should. Can we get a sponsorship from Great Wolf? Hit us up, Great Wolf. We'll go broadcast over there. What?
Yeah.
We ain't afraid. We got laptops that we can move around.
Give us a couple of rooms. We're good.
That's right. All right. Well, I watched something on Netflix. So I think it was Tuesday night. And because all my network shows were not there, I was like, well, I guess I'll
Gotta
go on
watch
Netflix.
something.
Yeah, I got to watch something. Can be productive. It's a Tuesday night. I need to unwind. And I saw something that I had been wanting to check out. It's Agatha Christie's Seven Dials on Netflix. It's a 3-part limited series about one of Agatha Christie's stories. And the only Agatha Christie stuff I'm familiar with is the Poirot.
What
So I was like, let me check this out. So this is based on the Seven Dials of Mystery. And it follows a young girl who, at a party, one of her friends is murdered. This one felt like a YA of Agatha Christie stuff, whereas like the Poirot is like for adults. This is like for young adults.
This is her Nancy Drew.
Yeah, kind of. The name of the main character is Bundle, which I thought that was quite charming. Martin Freeman's in it. So yeah, it's okay. I feel like I like my Agatha Christie with a little bit more. Like, I'm not gonna lie, not having Kenneth Branagh really ruined a lot of. Like, I think Kenneth Branagh ruined Agatha Christie stuff for me because I really like his movie. So
yeah,
but like I said, it's only 3. You can watch it under 3 hours, so it's really like a long movie. I don't know why they break it up in a series.
If we could get a Kenneth Branagh Poirot and a Benoit Blanc. Yeah, movie together. Like if those two guys could work together somehow through time travel shenanigans or whatever.
Do you have to have a French sounding name to be a good investigator?
I think so.
Because I think Poirot's Franco-Belgian, if I'm not mistaken, and I think Benoit Blanc is Cajun or French Cajun. So it can't be French. You can't be French, but you have to be from one of the places that France had some influence over. So maybe we'll get a French Canadian next. What's Will Arnett doing? I think he's French Canadian. What's Kevin Owens doing? I know he's French Canadian.
Oh, he's definitely French Canadian.
Yeah, he's available. Boom. I'll watch Kevin. Oh, I would watch Kevin Owens solve a mystery.
I mean, it could be like we're doing all kinds, because last week I think we pitched AJ Styles travel show.
Oh yeah, with no Marita.
Yeah. And then we could have right after that we could have our Kevin Owens detective mystery, Cajun mystery show.
That's right. Agent Cannonball. That's his name. All right. What else did you watch? Did you watch anything else, Jeff? You did.
I did. I'm saving the best one for last, but I'll quickly get into. I did watch episodes 1 and 2 of Wonder Man. Thank you for allowing me to do that. I'm gonna try to watch the rest. Although episode
Jeff is talking of God directly there, not me.
Yeah, not anybody in particular. Although
whatever deity he believes in.
I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes. It is very much it's far more about the world of acting than it is anything superheroes at all right now. And I really enjoy it, and I think it's great. And what's his name? Wonder Man is great, and Ben Kingsley is great, and and I have some questions, but I'm gonna wait till I finish it. Cool. So I'm not gonna get into it.
I'm glad to hear that. All right, let me do one more because we have 3 each, so we'll just go back and forth. I was watching, and funny enough, I watched everything on the same day because I was working from home. So, once again, I was like, well, sometimes I don't want to watch YouTube anymore. To have it on the background, and then during my lunch hour, I was like, well, I want to watch something with a little bit more substance, and I saw that the movie Hell or High Water was, I don't know why Netflix recommended it to me, but I had already seen it on Netflix, so I don't know if they forget, like, or maybe they're just like, you want to watch it again. But I love that movie. It was one of my favorite movies when it came out back in, I don't know, 2018.
What is that?
It Hell or High Water is about 2 brothers that they start robbing banks in like Midland, Texas, like in that area.
Oh,
But they
okay,
start
yeah,
hitting
yeah,
these
yeah,
little
yeah.
small banks, and then Jeff Bridges has to go after them with Chris Pine, and then I forget the name of the other actor, but he's always like a little like a little bad guy and stuff, and he's really good. The movie is really really good. I love that movie. It's like it's kind of the movie that allowed me to be like, oh, I should look into more westerns because it's like a neo western. So I was like,
Mhm.
after watching that, I was like, I should really open myself up to do more westerns. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's from 2016, so that was 10 years ago. And
Oof.
the other actor is Ben Foster.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's great. Yeah, I really, really enjoy that movie. So
Nice. Do you have a list of westerns you're gonna start watching? Have you seen Unforgiven?
I have not seen that one, but I've seen a lot more westerns since then, like True Grit, Three Ton of
True Grit.
Yuma. Yeah, I've seen a bunch since then. More of the more recent westerns. I did go back and watch Tombstone last year, since
Mhm.
unfortunately Val Kilmer passed away. So I was like, it's probably about time. I haven't seen any of the Clint Eastwood ones. Maybe I should. Um, like
Yeah, the older spaghetti western ones are fine. Or I mean, Unforgiven is like one of the best movies ever.
okay.
Um,
And
not
and
just
a kick-ass
westerns.
Metallica track. So yeah, I don't think we can go wrong.
And Young Guns, which is kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum, but it is
Is that
it's a
what
lot
is that
of
like?
fun.
What if Hot Shots was a western?
Yeah, sorta. It's
I
not
think
it's
it's
not
a
a
lot of the
comedy.
same people, right?
It's a lot of the same people. Yeah, it's not a comedy, but it is Emilio Estevez, Lou Diamond Phillips, Kiefer Sutherland, Charlie Sheen. Like it's the Brat Pack in the Western movie,
Okay,
but
okay.
it's fun. It's real fun, and it kicked off for me like the biggest deep dive into Billy the Kid. Like when I was a little kid, like I
Mm.
went and like got and picked up all the kinds of library books about Billy the Kid after watching this thing, because we didn't
Damn.
have internet back then.
Oh yeah, you had to
So
go to the library.
I had to go to
Ooh,
the
let's
library.
see. Unforgiven. Damn, Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, Richard Harris.
It's gonna
When
change your life.
prostitute Delia Fitzgerald is disfigured by a pair of cowboys in Big Whiskey, Wyoming, her fellow brothel course workers post a reward for their murder, much to the displeasure of Sheriff Little Bill Daggett. That's played by Gene Hackman. Damn, that sounds dope.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's an amazing movie.
okay.
In fact,
All right.
now I kind of want to watch it later on. I have it on DVD somewhere, I think.
Yeah, let me see. Is it playing anywhere? Is it streaming anywhere that I already have availability to? No streaming. I don't think. Oh, it's on AMC Plus. I think I have that because I have cable like an old man. So, all right, maybe next week. Tune in. Maybe Unforgiven will be on the list for both of us. It'll be
Hoo-wee.
our pick of the week is a movie from 1992.
Oscar winner though.
That's right. Speaking of Oscar winners. Oh, did I just go? I did just go. Let me do my thing first because I feel like we want to expand more in your thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of Oscar winners, this movie should have gotten an Oscar. One of the podcasts I listen to, 70mm podcast, they are going through, they're doing Black History for their theme of the month. And they started off with a banger, Ryan Coogler's Black Panther. I hadn't seen this film in a little while. God, it's so good. I forget how good it is. Like, yeah, I really, really love it. I need to reevaluate. I need to go back and update my MCU ranking list, I think, because I don't know if I've added the last few movies. But man, Black Panther is definitely really, really at the top. Let me see. I wonder. It'd been a minute since I'd seen it though, but I really like just had a good time with it. Like Chadwick is so good. Michael B. Jordan is so good. The visuals, the score, like it just. I really can't believe that this movie did not get some kind of Oscar. That does bother me a little. I don't know if I have an MC. Where's my MCU list? MCU ranking of the films. So as of my last update, I have 34 films in there, which I think there's a lot more. Black Panther is at number 6. And I might switch it to number 5 and switch it with Civil War. We'll see.
Yeah. I think it's a better movie than Civil War.
Yeah.
It is easily the coolest of the Marvel movies. Like just vibes wise, it is. I don't know. I get a little like sad's not quite the right word, but I mean just seeing Chadwick Boseman, I'm like, oh, what we, bummer, kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it. We need to go back. You got to go back. Ooh, see, I'm looking at my list now. It's been a while since I updated them because I don't have Thunderbolts. I don't have Fantastic Four. I don't have Brave New World. So I guess I didn't update it at all last year.
Is this movies and is this just movies or is
this just movies? Ooh, okay. I hate mixing TV and movies. I don't know how other people do it. I don't even log limited series on Letterboxd. I was talking to this with some people on the Discord. Like, I was like, am I the weird one for not liking to log movies on Letterboxd? I mean, I only want to log movies on Letterboxd, like whether they're shorts, documentaries, or actual feature films.
Yeah,
but just movies. I feel like if I put in a limited series, that's gonna, especially if they break it up into the episodes, that's gonna skew my stats for the end of the year.
Yeah, because it's like that's different. That's a different thing. Television is different than movies.
But a lot of them are here. Like a lot of the series, like Loki's on Letterboxd. Like I don't understand how that happens. That's a straight up TV show with 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So, all right, Jeff.
Speaking of TV shows,
is on Letterboxd. Yeah, go ahead. Tell us what is the last thing you watched?
The Muppet Show, the new Muppet Show special, not full reboot as of yet that I don't know of. Though I have a hard time believing that Disney doesn't have a, whatever slip of paper that they pull out to say you get a full show. It's like in their back pocket, just waiting to come out. That email just needs to be sent. The Muppet Show, I watched it on ABC on Wednesday night when it premiered on ABC. It was already on Disney Plus by that point. Over 3 million people watched it on ABC that night, making it the #1 show. I think it is
at Jeff's house, most of them.
Yeah. I forget how many downloads it's already or whatever. How many? It's the #1 show on Disney Plus. It has 97 or 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. The kids love it, the adults love it, the Gen Xers love it, the millennials love it, the Gen Zers love it. Put this show out every week, please.
Can I tell you my favorite bit from the show? And
Yes.
it's probably the dumbest one and ridiculous one. Gonzo cutting in every once in a while, naming off the Oscar for supporting actress. What's so funny?
It's such a funny bit. The thing I love about it's like it is 100% the old show. Like they didn't. It's almost like they just whatever. It's got some more modern day sensibilities, but for the most part, it runs exactly like the old show does, beat for beat. That is 100% like an old school kind of Gonzo-y kind of thing where the big stunt goes wrong, but they keep running with it throughout the rest of the show.
Yeah,
like it's just it is. And there's no there's not a lot of like CGI kind of stuff because after Jim passed away, Jim Henson was a big proponent of like computer and like he wanted to push the boundaries of this stuff. Sure. And so I think they kind of followed in that footsteps after his passing. But I feel like now they've kind of pulled back and they're like, let's deal with the puppet stuff more. So all that tactile stuff that I feel like we've been missing in our entertainment is there. They brought the arm rods back. Like they'd been CGIing out arm rods for a while, but now you can see them again. I like that they mixed the audience of puppets and like real people in the audience when they would do the audience shots. There were a couple of people in there that I kind of recognized. Griffith Newman was in the audience. He plays, he was in that Tick television show. Yeah.
He's also one of the co-hosts of the Blank Check podcast, the movie podcast as well. Pretty good podcast.
So yeah, it was I loved it. And I know they're like, well, if it does well enough, we'll get a full season or a full series or whatever, but I'm sure it's just a matter of time.
So I've never really gone back to watch the original Muppet Show. Is it normally like kind of like an SNL variety type show where it's like we have a guest every week? Like Sabrina Carpenter wouldn't be on every week, obviously. She's busy doing
Yeah.
other stuff. So
Yeah,
like
it was a weekly show
Okay.
with a guest. And the show was like, it was more 30 Rock than it is SNL. So it was like the show within the show kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you would get all the background stuff, and then occasionally they would come out and do a bit for the audience within the show.
Okay.
So
because the one that they did on ABC that was like kind of the Office style, that was full on 30 Rock, like where it's really about putting the show together and the background of it. There was rarely anything about like you wouldn't see the actual numbers, but in here we actually get to see some of the musical numbers. Like there's the Miss Piggy thing with the wig. They had to replace the handsome puppet with the little rat guy. I don't know anybody's name other than Gonzo and Kermit and Miss Piggy. I don't even know Gonzo's Kermit's assistant, the backbone of that show, I think.
Scooter.
Without him, nothing gets put together. So
Scooter's uncle. So the lore is Scooter's uncle owns that theater, and that's how Scooter gets to be involved in everything. Is because he's a nepo. Yeah.
He's a nepo Muppet. Okay, I did like Fozzie up there being the one that had to axe Seth Rogen's number.
Yeah,
good. I'm glad Maya Rudolph came back to life.
That Maya Rudolph bit was really funny. Like when he's like, "Oh, nothing." Kermit's like, "Nothing else can go wrong," and then they cut to Maya Rudolph died.
Yeah.
And it's been a hot minute since we've had Muppet. Like you said, there was the Muppets TV show that was on ABC. I think that was in 2014 or something that lasted like a season, and it doesn't like for whatever reason. I think there are like a handful of episodes on Disney Plus right now, but it's not the full series from what I understand. They did the Jason Segel Muppets movie. They did the follow-up to that, which I did not. The Muppets Most Wanted was not my favorite Muppet movie. They did Muppets Mayhem like 2 or 3 years ago, which I absolutely loved. I think it was super funny. And now this show. But I think people think of the Muppets as like the Sesame Street characters. And so when the Muppets get sassy or whatever, they're all like, well, what's going on? These are for, this is not for kids. And I'm like, well, they are for kids, but it's like Pixar. Pixar can play to both worlds. And that's what the Muppets are.
So are the shows like about putting on the show, and then the movies are more like adventures outside of the show for the most part? That's kind of what it seems like to me now. Like,
yeah. So the show, so Jim Henson never really wanted to do puppets for kids. Like he started off in like a Baltimore television, whatever kind of thing, like doing commercials and then doing some stuff for like this one TV program. And then he got headhunted by the woman that would eventually start Sesame Street, Jo Gans Cooney. And so she's like, hey, I'm developing this children's television show. I think your puppets would be great. Jim Henson was really like into television, doing puppets on television. So he's like, yes, anything to do it. And so they developed Sesame Street together. In the meantime, he was like, I think puppets can be for adults. So he tried to get in. If you go watch the first season of Saturday Night Live, there are puppets in there, and that's Jim Henson puppets.
Yeah, if you watch the movie too.
Yeah. So he tried to get into Saturday Night Live. They did not. Jim Henson and what's his name did not get along really. Like they didn't fight, but they're just comedy stylings were different. Mm-hmm. So he goes over to Jim Henson moves over to England for a bit once he gets Sesame Street up and running, and he runs into some buddy with money, and he's like, I'll produce a couple of Muppet shows for you. The first Muppet show is called Muppet Sex and Violence. It was like a made for TV special. And they called it Sex and Violence because they were like, no, this is for adults. And and it was still kind of like the Muppets. It wasn't like super adulty or whatever. It was just kind of silly. And Jim Henson comes up from like a vaudeville background, so all these jokes are like super old and kind of a little corny, kind of, honestly, because that's what vaudeville was. Yeah, and then eventually it just turned into the Muppet Show. So, and then the movies. So once the Muppet Show got off the ground, then they kind of do the movie. So the first Muppet movie is kind of a retelling of how the Muppets all got together. The second Muppet movie is them acting as characters within the context of the movie. So it's like them as actors in this Muppet caper.
Okay.
And the third movie it kind of goes back to them living in the real world, where they try to put a Broadway show up, where they try to put a show up on Broadway.
All right. Last question about Muppets, because you mentioned Sesame Street. That's one thing of Muppets. Then there's the Muppets. What the heck is Fraggle Rock?
Fraggle Rock is a
loaded question.
Loaded question. So that's the third thing that Jim's known for. The Muppets are known for. Fraggle Rock was I think it was an HBO show initially, programmed again for kids. I read a thing somewhere that it's credited for ending the Cold War. It's like one of the things that they sent over to Russia.
And they were Rocky IV. Okay.
Rocky IV and the Fraggles helped in the Cold War. But Fraggle Rock was kind of the more like it is the woke version of all of it. Like it's the one that's like, be nice to the environment. And it's like, it's the one that phrasing, but all right. Yeah, well, I'm just saying it's the one that most I like
putting it in 2026 context. I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's the one that is the most like everybody needs to get along and work within the context of their environment, and because the Fraggles have to work with the Dozers, and the Dozers are the little green guys that keep building all the like the weird. I don't know if you've ever seen Fraggle Rock, but so the Fraggles live in the caves underneath the ground, and they're like the little puppets. Smaller Dozers are like these little green men that like build these. They look like these giant erector sets within the caves, but they're made out of like sugar. So the Fraggles keep eating all the things that they build. And then outside the caves, there are these giant life-size puppets. I forget what they're called, Goombas or something like that. And they like to kidnap the Fraggles. But all three like of these individual like groups have to learn how to live with one another. And so it's about sharing and friendship.
And Fraggle Island, they all live together.
Right? They all live together on Fraggle Island. Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. That was your Muppets class. Jeff will be teaching Muppets 101 at Brookhaven next semester.
Yes.
So anybody that wants to, God, you would love that. Wouldn't you?
I've got books on Jim Henson. I love the guy.
Nice.
I love the guy.
Well, great. All right, let's move on.
I have his son's autograph. So I went and saw Muppet Treasure Island.
Yeah.
This is after Jim Henson passed away. It was the movie that followed Muppet Christmas Carol.
I've seen that.
They had a screening here in Dallas years ago with him and Brian Henson, Jim's son, was there, and Alan Silvestri, the music composer.
Yeah.
And so I have both their signatures because they had a little program. I went and they both signed the thing.
That Alan Silvestri might be going for some money right now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He did all those Avengers movies. So, all right, great. Well, cool. Let's move on to comic books because let me tell you,
big week,
big week, and this is just the stuff I've read.
This is my red stack, and I even have another unread stack today.
Oh, I guess before we get into this week, do you have anything prior? I don't have anything for previous weeks this time around. SmackDown was not there was not a second wrestling event for me to take time reading.
Okay. Nothing really. I've been reading some old Avengers written by Jeff Johns, but they're what they are. Nothing too exciting.
Alrighty. Well, cool. Well, let me start off with issue 4 of Marion Heretic from Boom Studios. Tini Howard, Joe Jarro. I also picked up this very cool Skylar Patridge cover, who you may be seeing back on Action Comics pretty soon. I think once this arc wraps up. Yeah, I mean, if you want to see a nun continue to be a badass and fight the church or fight witches or both or neither, check this out. It's really cool. It's violent. It definitely just gives me vibes of like a 90s cool, um, yeah, 90s cool comic like that just tries to push the envelope. And Joe Jarro's art is great. It looks fantastic. I made a post that we love an orange hair protagonist with a giant weapon because I'm a big fan of Bleach. And Bleach the anime, not Bleach the cleaning product.
Big fan of that too, though. I love it.
Yeah,
Just a little drink, just a little nip.
just remember to open up your windows when you're using a lot of bleach, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Marion Heretic. I think there's one more issue out, and then I don't know what's happening after that to the series. Hopefully, it keeps going. But if we only get 5 issues, then I'll be really happy that we had something really fun.
Yeah. Better to have loved.
That's right. Better to have loved than lost.
Than to have loved at all.
Yeah. Okay. What do you got, Jeff?
Nova Centurion number 4. This continues to be a pretty good book. I might dump out at the first break. I think we've already hit the first break. This kind of feels like this picks up the story arc. Yeah. It's fun. I just don't know how important it feels. It feels like it's just kind of, and this will be a reoccurring theme as I continue to go through the Marvel books this week.
Welcome to our segment, Jeff Drops Comics.
yeah, because there's a lot of comics that are out there, and but you all got to fight for my dollars, and if you're not, it's
the problem
fun.
is that there's only a limited amount of dollars. It's really not that there's a lot of comics out there, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like it's fun. It's fine. My thing is it's dealing. I'm not super familiar with the cosmic Marvel stuff, and so there's a lot of like hints to like stuff that has happened prior that I'm just not aware of. We get at the end of this issue, Nova and Star-Lord comes back. I know they're on the outs with one another, so I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. But ultimately, I'm just like, is this like every week after I finish reading it, I'm just like, I don't know if I really got everything out of that. Anything,
I really think that, I mean, Jed McKay's been writing so much Marvel for so long that I wonder if at some point, like as a writer, the well starts running a little dry. Not that you don't have any more ideas, but just that you don't know exactly where they're going to be executed best. And then if editorial's giving you like, hey, do you want to do another book differently? And like, or do you want to keep going with like they're rebooting they're rebooting Moon Knight again. So this is going to be like the third, I think, Jed McKay Moon Knight series. So I wonder, I mean, I'm not a writer, so I wonder, but maybe we can ask Josh Trujillo on Tuesday, plug for that. How he feels about that. But I would be interested to hear you go back. And I don't know if you read Jed McKay's Black Cat and Jed McKay's Moon Knight from the beginning. I would be interested in listening to your thoughts about that, just because you've read so much of this stuff now with the Avengers that you've been going on with, and then this book now. So
I'd be very curious about because everybody raves about Moon Knight. It's like a generational Moon Knight run. So I kind of feel like I should read that.
You should.
Also, Moon Knight, one of those characters that I've just never really been into. So like, why not start with one of the best ones?
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, speaking of having to buy multiple, fighting for my dollar, this week was tough because Absolute Superman. All the covers for Absolute Superman this week were bangers. So I picked up this Mahmoud Asrar cover. If you've been reading Bug Wars, that's the main cover by artist Rafa Sandoval that Jeff has, and then I also picked up this Herald Perel. Hold on, let me make sure. Herald Perel cover, and I was like, boy, you guys are making it really tough for me to just pick one of these covers. There was another one by Inhye Guli, who also I really love their style. So, but I had to stop at 2. And then in this book, did you read this one?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I love it. I love the idea of like, hey, maybe Superman should get a mentor. Let's give him this like assassin Hawkman from this absolute universe.
Yeah, they keep.
Uh,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it,
that's interesting.
it's really funny because Hawkman's talking to him and he keeps leaving in the middle of their conversation to like save someone, and that starts to annoy Hawkman until they finally end up fighting. So it's really funny. It's oddly enough, it's one of the funnier issues of Superman that I've read. So I'm glad Jason Aaron has that bandwidth to do like funny stuff in the middle of like all the serious stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Also, it gives us a kind of different color of the Hawkman than we got there in Absolute Evil, because he's maybe not as absolutely evil as we first thought he was, but he's just playing the game, as he kind of puts it.
Yeah. And then you get this little Brainiac goes to suburbia to visit this world's Lex Luthor. And man, it's his birthday, I think, and it's a weird thing that happens. But Brainiac dressing up like a human is also really funny.
And that looks like our Lex Luthor, I think, is really funny too.
Yeah. So I wonder if there's gonna be something there.
Well, here's what if I go into my deep comic book conspiratorial brain, like I feel like, I mean, this is the Absolute Universe is a universe started by Darkseid and influenced by Darkseid, and Lex Luthor, as Brainiac said, is like a multiversal like threat. Like he's this eternal threat to Darkseid. So I'm wondering if this universe is Lex Luthor is like so simplified on purpose, because Darkseid is just like, I don't even want to deal with a Lex Luthor in this universe. Like, let's just.
So then maybe Brainiac becomes the Lex Luthor of this universe.
I don't know. I'm just throwing out, weird.
Let me get the red string and corkboard out. And we'll map it out. Cool.
Avengers, what is this, 35? I did not get the for whatever reason my shop was just like, here's this variant cover instead of the A cover, which I feel at first I was just like, oh, and then they were sold out of the A cover, so I couldn't even swap it.
Did you think about not picking it up because you're like, well, this doesn't even connect to my other one, so like, what's the point?
Kind of, but these wraparound. Well, the problem with this is like they're wraparounds, aren't they? And they're back to that.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Oh, they're not. I thought.
No, it's just the front. It's just the front.
Oh, it's just the front. Okay.
So the three covers will be just one big picture.
Kind of, but I have like stuff like that already, and there's only so many spots I can display them out like that.
That's true. That's true. There's only so much wall. I need to build more wall. I need to build like a maze in my house. So it's all walls.
Yeah. Also, I'm just, again, Jed McKay. I'm sorry. I'm sure you're great. Like there have been some fun issues, but I'm just waiting for this to end. And I'm kind of like, there's one issue left. I'm not going to leave it with like 2 or 3 issues unfinished. But I don't care. I don't care.
That kid is Jeff's comic book brain. He could just not keep buying this book if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But that's not how we're wired.
No. It's not.
As the kids say, we're built different.
You got to finish. Like the finish line is right there. And even though I hate the race, I might as well finish it.
Okay.
Has there been so this? I need to look this up. This because I think there's one issue left, and then I think it's over. I haven't seen anything about a new Avengers run kicking off.
I thought Bendis was coming back to do.
I haven't seen anything. I need to look into this because
I
was thinking about this the other day, then I forgot. All right,
we'll figure it out. I feel like Avengers is one of those evergreen titles that should not be stopped.
Yeah,
maybe for better or worse. So all right. Well, next on my list, really cool title here. Here, let me unfold it because it's a wraparound cover.
Wraparound.
DCKO boss battle.
Oh, that is a cool cover.
This is the Jeff Spokes foil. You did well. At least you did get the one you wanted there.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess here I can show you all the main cover as well. There's that. Yeah. This was fun. Like, I don't know if it was consequential to anything, but it was fun.
This week's KO books, I definitely felt like, oh, this is money. This is money grabbing. But at the same time, I was like, but I had fun on the ride. Like, this is complete. The concept of this was so cool. The execution is just like, well, they're here in the book, and you see them do a little bit of stuff, but like then they take it away almost as quickly. And
I don't want to call it junk food, but it's like those. It's the Bieber nuggets you shouldn't have picked up at the Buc-ee's,
right.
because like who eats that much sugar at once, right?
Yeah. So I remember Scott Snyder talking about this happening, and it was just like a midnight phone call between him and Jim Lee, who was like, it was like a dream that Jim Lee had or something. It was like, what if we could like incorporate all these other characters just as a one-off to a thing? And it feels like it probably should have stayed the phone call, but I don't know, in concept, it's fun. It's a super fun book, but it does feel where I'm like, this is the DLC stuff that you don't have to get.
Did you have a favorite confrontation?
I think I did.
think the Annabelle Joker was pretty unhinged. Like, Annabelle's a doll. She doesn't do anything.
Oh yeah. At one point he's just like, "Oh, you moved." I think it's the Samantha Lex Luthor. I think is so
that
great.
Was really good too. Yeah, they got some. I mean, I think Jeremy Adams is really good at writing this kind of stuff because he also did the Kids Are All Fight from last week. And he's just kind of good at like, you're gonna give me a bunch of characters and we're gonna do nonsense that maybe, like I said, it's maybe not super consequential for like I've already read the next issue of DCKO, so like you could go into it without reading this. But it was still fun to see all the characters. Like, we've all wanted to see Homelander fight Superman, I think, at some point. So
yeah, even the setup for the book is very side questy, where they were like, it picks up right at the end of the last issue of DCKO, where the mainline DC heroes, spoilers for 3. They're about to face off against the Absolute heroes, and then World Forger or whatever his name is like, oh, you guys aren't ready for this fight. We need to charge you up, so go fight these other people to try. Like, the whole thing, the DCKO is the video game crossover event that
yeah, you're right. This is the DLC that you don't even, you get this when you buy something else. That's what this DLC is.
Yeah, it's the DLC. For Tuesday, I read Planet of the Apes, Fantastic Four. I'm glad because I was probably not going to pick this up if we were not interviewing Josh Trujillo, but this was pretty good. Also, I thought this was going to be a one shot. It is not. It is a mini series.
I think it's 4.
We were getting to the end of the book, and I was like, I don't know how they're going to wrap this up in like the next 2 pages, and turns out they weren't.
Yeah. Now, tell me how upset you were that this is not with the Mark Wahlberg movie.
That's one of my questions. I was like, one of the questions, I started coming up with lists of questions. I was like, did you get to choose which Planet of the Apes you could have used? Could we have had a James Franco in this?
Yeah.
No. Bow down.
I do wonder, is this just a teaser? Is this just a cover for fun, or is this something that's going to come into play? Because if Thor shows up, the apes are done, I want to say. Although maybe not. Not if he loses powers.
Dr. Doom's going to be there.
Yeah, it's really fun. I really enjoyed it. I think the art really works for both. I'm surprised this hadn't happened before, too. That's another thing. As I was reading it, I was like, why hasn't this been done? And maybe it's because Disney didn't own all of it yet.
Yeah, yeah. My question, so I started coming up with a series of questions, which would be like, is this Josh pitching them? He's like, hey, now that you guys, I've always been a fan of whatever, or is this them saying, we want to do this? They put out like an open call, or do they headhunt him and they're like, we want you to write this? And then 2, have you looked at what else Fox properties that Disney owns now? I mean, we've got Predator, we've got Aliens, we've got Planet of the Apes. They also own Home Alone. Could we pitch Home Alone 2, like where he just like for the little bit that he gets lost in New York, he also has to defend Avengers Mansion, and then
Oh,
like
he
through
runs
like he's like in the park with the bird lady, and he's running from the wet bandits or whatever, and then he runs into the Avengers mansion while Ultron's attacking, and then he has to home alone the Avengers mansion. But then at the end of it, he gets his mind erased, and then they just go back into Home Alone 2, and he forgets the whole thing happens.
He stumbles into that giant Krakoan tree that the X-Men have.
Stumbles into the giant Krakoa tree. Yeah, we could do so many things with the Home Alone. John McClane, also owned by Disney now, and he's from New York. Like him and Spider-Man, a John McClane Spider-Man.
Yeah. Even if he's rarely in New York in his movies, he is from New York. That's where he lives most of the time. Because, well, I guess the third one, that one does happen in New York, right? With A Vengeance, the one with Sam Jackson.
Yeah,
that one does happen in New York. Yeah. But outside of that, I think the first two, he's on an airport in somewhere else.
But I'm saying we pitched this to Josh just for him to pitch to Marvel.
Yeah, we might have to sign NDAs. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of crossovers that are weird, DC AEW #1. I also picked up this really cool Daniel Warren Johnson
that's fun.
Buckshot Lariat cover.
How was this? I ended up not picking this up.
It's dumb. It's gonna be a 2-parter. It's really all about like who are these team ups, and I want to see them. I will tell you my main complaint about this book. They did, the artists, I think, very good art overall, but man, they did Mox pretty dirty. He doesn't look like John Moxley. He's fighting the mutants here. Oh, I don't know if can you see that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does not look.
He just looks. He doesn't look like John Moxley. That's the main thing. He doesn't look bad. He just doesn't look like John Moxley. Where everyone else,
he looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin as a thumb.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, this, like I said, I think this is going to be a 2-parter. You can see Steve Orlando. You can tell Steve Orlando is a fan of wrestling, nice. Which he is. I know that just from like following him on social media. And of course, there's a really cool heel turn at the end of the book that kind of leads you into the second part of this. So yeah, I think if you eventually get to it, you should read it, especially because you like wrestling. That's probably the main appeal. Yeah.
So it ends with Booster Gold with a chair, like he's hit Batman in the back of the.
Booster Gold and Excalibur are the announcers throughout the whole book. So.
Cool. My book is Ultimate Endgame, #2. It's I don't know how I feel about this anymore now that we know that there's going to be an Ultimate rebirth or whatever they're doing. And I mean, I figured this wasn't ending. I don't know. I feel like, okay, well now we're back on the roller coaster for this. It's fine. It's good. It's good.
I'm gonna say I might be a little too dumb to fully understand this book.
Yeah, there is some of that.
There's a lot. Like I read it and I was like, I think I know what happened, but I'm not sure I know what happened. Let me go back to reading my dumb DCKO crossover.
I'm telling you, Hickman loves his cities where time on the inside is dilated or whatever, or the people on the inside are living thousands of years. And
the idea of the Maker becoming the city and how that happened is actually pretty cool. Yeah, because it tests the levels as to where Mr. Fantastic can stretch. So that's pretty fun. And then of course the reveal of like who what's his name? The Mortis is. Yeah. So I like it though. I'm still very, like I said, outside of like me not being 100% sure on everything that happened, I really like it. And it's fun to have two artists. I do feel like the stuff on the outside of the bubble felt a little inconsequential. Like I love Terry Dotson's work on the art, but I'm like, could we spend a few more pages instead? Like explaining what's going on inside?
Is that a 4 or 5 issue? Do you know?
I think it's 4.
Okay.
And I only say that because that's what Marvel trades are now. They're 4 issues, and these are oversized. I think these are 32 pages. They better be if they're charging me $4.99.
It's shrinkflation.
Yeah.
Marvel's the worst at it. I picked up Ripcord #1 by Colin Bunn. It was pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to keep going with it.
I do love a story of revenge and violence, which I thought was going to be more horror tinted, but
I think that's why because I was like, oh, maybe it's a horror thing. It does seem like just a straightforward, like, I'm looking for there's one person looking for her sister, and she's kicking the crap out of anybody that gets in her way.
Yeah, let me make sure I know what your. Oh yeah, I saw what your pick is. Okay. Next for me, I mean, almost my pick of the week, Batman #5. To be fair though, Batman #5 is always almost my pick of the week. I also picked up the gadget variant. This was so cool. Like, just like I don't know when the last time we saw the Monster Man was. But there's a lot that happens in here. We get the fight, we get the confrontation with Damien, we get the little kid going off to Harvey with the tape. We get Tim and his new decision, and all that coded in this, like, in some of the coolest art that. Oh, and then also the date aftermath with the doctor, and then the reveal at the last page. Yeah, there's a lot, and there's
the post-credit scene.
Yeah, this page though, when he deploys the bat hook.
Yeah, that's a cool page. This is just it's a fun Batman run. Yeah, I love that interaction he has with that lady who she's like, "Please, Batman, save me," and she's like, "Oh, that's what the ears are for. That you can hear everything." And he's just like, "Yeah, sure."
When you're in trouble and you need Batman.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, it reminds me of this is going to be a weird comparison, but like Chris Claremont, X-Men, because everything feels consequential, you know, like there's Tim getting hurt there's a reaction to that. Like Tim is now out, you know, and then, you know, there's no loose threads. There's nothing that is wasted. Everything has meaning and intention and a purpose. And it's just fun. And you're seeing a more well-rounded version of all these characters because it's not just superheroics or whatever.
I really can't wait for them to pay off Batman talking to nothing and pretending it's Alfred.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really interesting. Because I don't know what that's going to lead to. At first, I thought it might be some kind of implant that Bruce has, and it's some kind of AI Alfred or something like that, which could be interesting. But I also think, like, oh, maybe Bruce isn't all right. Maybe there's a reason that he's looking at this doctor who helps people out mentally.
I think it's more fun if it's that. I mean, if it's just like an AI that he's talking to, that's not
Volume 3. Bruce gets therapy finally.
Real quick, I'll talk about this Thundar. We talked about it last week, but I did pick it up, and it's fun.
I picked this up as well. It's great. I mean, if you haven't seen our full review, we did a full thing. You guys go into detail as to like who Thunder was, like in the cartoons and all that. We looked at all the covers. Yeah, it's fun. Once again, Jason Aaron, doing really cool stuff. Okay. I also read Dork #1.
Oh yeah.
This is a new book by Brett Bean and Jean-Francois Beaulieu. Half dwarf, half orc, all dork. This is a really cool Jorge Corona. Have you read this one yet?
Not yet. It's in my to be read pile.
Okay. So I think if you like that Barbarian book from Vault, I think you're gonna like this. I think you're gonna like this. I'm gonna say that's all I'm gonna say because I do want you to read it and experience it. But the art feels very Bone inspired.
It does look very childlike, cartoony.
Asterix, that the French Viking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's why. But I picked up this one because I was like, oh, that's a gnarly cover. I love Jorge Corona. Yeah. Yeah. So. I really like it. I do think I'm gonna wait for the trade on this, because I feel like this feels like a mini series to me. But it's really fun. All right. What else, Jeff?
This is the last book that I read before my picks of the week and before the ones I have not read. Magic and Colossus #1. This is
I have that book. I picked that book up as well, and I don't know what the heck I did with it.
It's by Ashley Allen with art by German Peralta.
Yeah.
It's okay. I really want to give all these like characters a shot, like, because one of my big long-standing just not complaints but just things about the X-Men is like Wolverine's the only one that's ever gotten his own like solo series for a very long time, continuously. And I was like, I don't understand why none of the X-Men did. So, but then when they do, I tend not to support those books, which is on me.
Yeah,
so
Jeff, give people the chance.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is, and I'm gonna try to read these things because I feel like
this book reads a lot better if you had been reading the previous Magic series, which may
probably
be part of it. Part of why you're like, what? What?
Yeah. Well, part of my what is coming from Colossus's side, because I'm very confused as to I need a primer on Colossus's like where he's been, what's been going on with him, because I feel like he's one of the mutants that got lost in the post Krakoan shuffle or the Krakoan shuffle. He was classic X-Men, fan favorite, loved by all, died of the legacy virus in the 2000s, came back a little bit later, and then he was going to get married to Kitty. Kitty left him at the altar, and then he's just been kind of depressed ever since, from what I understand. But then they rebooted with Krakoa, and the first thing we see out of him as Krakoa is he was being smuggled or something as a mutant in a boat, and Kitty had to go and save him when she was part of the Marauders, and then he just spent the rest of his time in Krakoa being modeling and painting. And so I don't like when he shows up here being chased by demons. I'm like, brother, Wolverine's like your brother. Why are you handling this on your own?
Yeah.
What are you doing? And then Magic shows up. I'm like, your sister, like is ruler of Limbo. Like, why are you just why are you hanging out by yourself? It's okay. When you said like there was a Magic book before this is part of my thing with Marvel. I don't feel like Marvel has faith in its own work. So Scarlet Witch has been rebooted not rebooted. It's the same team that's been doing it, but it's 4 different series now. And I think that they're afraid to just run with a series,
to commit,
to commit to a series. Because Scarlet Witch should be like around a 30 to 40 issue series by now. And there's something, I know there's a lot of like, well, #1 sell better, but I feel like DC's backed away from that. World's Finest is closing in on 50 issues.
Catwoman, Nightwing, like 85.
Catwoman,
I think Catwoman may be the longest running one outside of like Detective in Action.
Nightwing's over 100 issues.
Yeah, that's great.
Poison Ivy's been going for a while, and they do their things where they killed their Green Arrow, whatever. But like the books that they've been they're going. They don't relaunch them. They don't whatever. And with Marvel, I just feel like they don't believe in it. Like they're like, give me a. And when I say the stories feel inconsequential, it feels like, give me a 5-issue story arc where everything resets at the end of, like, nothing really happens. It's just an adventure these people go on, and then at the end of it, the adventure is over and everybody goes home. And I'm just like, it's fine for what it is, but it's not. I feel like it's not really worth the whatever $5, $10, $20, $30 I'm going to end up spending on it.
Yeah, and I think Alan does try to give you a little context on Colossus, but it's not like if you don't have that big emotional weight, especially if you didn't like. There was a 10-issue series for Magic prior to this that Alan was also writing, and I really like that. It really kind of deals with the Dark Child and Ileana coming to peace with some of that stuff. So it's very interesting. But if you don't have that context behind in the series, I can see how it's almost like. It's kind of hard to get through the door. as much as you may like both of the characters. Although I do think she captures the relationship between them really well, as far as
It's
siblings,
not,
right?
yeah, and it's somebody that I like when you think about it, because she does do a good job of like covering that. Because Ileana, I mean, they were really close, but there's a huge age gap between them.
Yeah.
And so he almost has like a paternal thing with her. But then he leaves to join the X-Men right around the time, and she's probably like 5 or 6 or something like that in the book, I'd guess. And then she immediately gets kidnapped to hell.
Yeah.
And then she does it, and then she pops back up like in the timeline, not in this book, but in the Marvel timeline, she then becomes a New Mutant. So like her whole youth is kind of kidnapped from her. And it is interesting when they go home, because she's like, well, I don't really have a tether to Russia, because I was only here for the first few years of my life, and then I spent the rest of it growing up in hell. Or she was with the New Mutants.
Right.
I also think that at this point, she's probably been an X-Men longer than Colossus has, because he was gone for all those years. But she was with Scott's, she was with Scott's team back when. What was that? Yeah, Scott's Tots. She was one of Scott's Tots.
Scott's Tots during the revolutionary uncanny Bendis era.
Yeah. So I don't know.
We are getting a Cyclops book pretty soon, so maybe we can get Scott's Tots back.
I think it's really good for people that, like, for me, I might know too much and not enough. Like of recent, like I might know too much from the past, and it just gets in the way for me enjoying this book.
Right. Yeah, and I've been reading Alan's Magic forever, so I'm like, this just feels like the next issue after that issue 10, right? So
yeah. But at the end of issue 10, did you feel like are you going to remember this in like 10 years, like this run?
Maybe for Magic, because it does, like I said, it brings closure to the Dark Child being like an antagonist to Ileana, as opposed to just like maybe they should work together. they inhabit the same body, and they are codependent on each other. Maybe they should be chill.
Maybe I should reach I should probably go back and read the first one.
You should read it. I think it's
because that seems like it's more interesting than this one. This one feels like it's just
it's definitely a lot more like Magic with a C base too, which is fun to see, because Magic with a K is usually just like an X-Men shenanigans, but this one's actually about the occult and her powers that are based on the limbo part of it, not so much her. I don't even know what her mutant ability is, other than, I guess, is it summoning the soul sword? But the soul sword's a thing. Is she a mutant?
I think her mutant. Yeah, she's a mutant. I think her mutant ability is the teleportation.
Oh, okay. I thought that was part of the soul sword's powers. Okay.
But the soul sword and the Dark Child stuff, all the magic stuff is. But I think I think it's just her teleportation is the thing.
Got it. Okay. It's been a minute. Cool. Oh, I also forgot she was Phoenix for a while there in those the AVX crossover.
Yeah, so she's had a huge role in the X-Men over the last decade.
Colossus was the Juggernaut for a while there too, when that was happening. I forgot about that. When he got the gem. So yeah, cool. All right, you said you're done except for the pick of the week.
Yeah, I got a stack of unread comics that I still need to get through.
Yeah, let me go through the ones I've read. I'll let you go through your unread. We'll go through my unread, and then we'll talk about picks of the week. I'm telling you, big week. I'm still reading The Twilight Zone. This is the one by Nate Powell. If you don't know Nate Powell, he wrote the March books as well.
Yeah. Wow.
It's another great issue. Just this one definitely has a lot more to deal. It deals with a family and kind of like what happens when they have different ideologies, and maybe politically and in other ways. So like probably very, very timely. This is from last week, but I did finish reading it. Blink and you'll miss it. The last issue of that. You can go check out a full review of that on the channel. Speaking of full reviews, Event Horizon Dark Descent came out this week. God, I really like this book so much. And thank you to all the people. There was a few people that commented on the video where they're like, they enjoyed it as well. So I'm telling you, dude, it's fucking gnarly.
You guys are sickos.
Like Tristan Jones. Like, I'm not usually somebody that gets into that kind of stuff, but this book got me. Um, Godzilla number 7. We are in a post-Godzilla era in this world. If you didn't read issue number 6, there was big changes to the world. So yeah, this was fun. Tim Zilli, I think he's still doing really cool things, and putting a big twist on the world.
Are we getting? Is it Ghost Godzilla? Do we get a Ghost Godzilla?
Ghostzilla? I don't know.
Ghostzilla?
Maybe something kind of like that. Actually, the Supernatural Valentine's Day special. This is cover D. What cover is this? This is by Pasquale Qualano. They also did a blind bag for this, I think, but I just picked this cover up. It was the one I liked the most. This just feels like if you ever watched Supernatural and they had a holiday episode where it was themed around a specific holiday, that's all this is. This is written by Pretty Chiber. I've heard some of her stuff. I mean, I've read some of her stuff. I think she does some like young adult books with like Spider-Man and stuff like that, but you can tell Supernatural fan. And then this is the art you'll get on the inside too. That's why I bought the cover. And then the last book I read, and this is another book that might benefit from you reading the previous iteration, Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutant. This is really cool DK1 cover. Okay, I'll be curious to know what you think. Have you been reading the previous iteration of Storm?
No, but I have them all. Well, I don't have. So my roommate is a big Storm fan. Okay. And so when he found out Storm had her own comic or was coming out with her own comic, like whenever before it launched, I was like, well, I'll just add it to my pull list and I'll just give them to you.
Call him a Storm Chaser.
Call him a Storm Chaser. So we've been pulling it. I've been pulling it, and then I would just hand it to him. And then I started hearing like about 5 or 6 issues in, I started flipping through them before I started handing it to him. And I was just like, I should have been reading this before I started giving it to him. And so now that we're at a new number 1, I'll still give him this comic eventually, but I'm going to read it first. And I'm going to find out where in the house that he's put all the other ones.
Go back to the other ones, redeem the code so you can read it. And then, yeah. And also really cool. Like this is not related to the Storm book. The Storm book is really good. It's pretty gnarly too. Like I like how they've kind of put Storm in this like almost as in the pantheon of gods, even though she's not technically a god. Kind of, I don't know. It's hard, but we get this really cool Dan Abnett preview for the Imperial Guardians with Captain Marvel. I think that's Nighthawk. Is that right?
Yeah. Darkhawk.
Gamora. Amadeus Cho Hulk, and then of course the Cosmic Ghost Rider. And
okay, so it is Hulk. I couldn't tell if that was Hulk or Hulkling.
Yeah, no, it's Hulk. And then in the back, a Wonder Man series is coming by Gary Duggan and Mark Buckingham. So like, and then of course Captain America continues to be badass. So like, I'm telling you, Marvel's onto something. They're riding the ship. I'm definitely buying and reading more Marvel than I was at the end of 2025. Like those last 6 months of 2025 were very trying for Marvel.
I'm optimistic. Well, to go back to Storm, so like when I was talking about how like some of these series feel inconsequential, it's also hard to tell when they aren't. So like I would like to go back and read Stephanie Phillips's Phoenix because
it's very
because that feels like it's like, you know, it has some meat, the original Storm. But then sometimes I'm like, oh, this is a book that has like the Exterminators book that had Boom Boom and Dazzler and where they were fighting the vampires.
Yeah,
that was a fun book to me. And I was like, why didn't you continue? That was just a one-off and people have forgotten about it. Rogue came out last week, and Rogue again feels to me like it's going to be one of these like Rogue goes on an adventure and then we're done with her. Like she goes back to being an X-Men. Like we're not going to see the Cyclops. The story, even the synopsis for the Cyclops book sounds like Cyclops goes on an adventure, and then once he's done, the adventure's done. So this, I am curious about these things. Like Wonder Man, I'm like, you know, I'm curious about it. Maybe I'll pick up the first issue, but again, I'm like, it feels like a smart tie-in because there's a TV show, but how consequential is it going to be? Is it just are we just a cash grab for the TV show or what? So I don't know if I fully trust Marvel totally.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad since you brought up Exterminators. There was one more book I read. I didn't buy it because, like you said, because of that same thing. Like it doesn't have a lot of consequences to it. But it is fun. And it is written by Leah Williams, who also wrote the Exterminator series. Superman Chains of Love special, which is not about Superman at all. It's about Creeper and Livewire getting together. You did pick it up. Okay, cool.
I did pick it up.
I'll be interested to hear what your thoughts are once you get to read it. Probably. Oh shit. Sorry, Jeff. Probably next week. But yeah. I think that's all the books I read. I'm trying to go back, make sure, because sometimes I read stuff and I don't pick it up because I just made a video about it.
I'm about a quarter way through that Superman book, the Chains of Love book, and I don't. So the reason I picked it up because I know very little about the Creeper, and I was like, I want to read it, and I like that he's kind of he's basically just an Austin podcaster. Is what he seems like so far.
Yeah,
he's just
like, yeah.
Very nice. He's a creep that has a radio show.
All right. They don't just give those to anyone.
No.
Do you want to go over your unread pile?
I only have one unread left because we kind of talked about the other two. And then there's Absolute Green Lantern, number 11.
Same. I need to catch up. I keep seeing these cool covers with like all these other lanterns. And I'm like, what's happening now? Because I've only read the first volume, but I think this might be part of the second arc still.
I think so, yeah.
One book I didn't pick up and I forgot to pre-order is the Absolute Batman Volume 2. The hardcover is out. So I'll need to ask my shop to get me one of those before they sell out. And then I have 3 more books that are unread. Battle Nexus 4. So I think there's 1 or 2 more issues of this. So I'll read the whole thing once it's done. But I do like to buy them because it's really, they have some neat stuff in the back too, like some just like little ideas and little things. So I like that. Wolverine, which I really like the last issue with Silver Sable. And then this has that really cool Alias advertisement in the back. 25 years of Alias. That's crazy. Maybe that's why I guess that's what Bendis is back.
No, it's not him writing it either.
Oh, it's by Sam Humphries. Yeah, it's not even by him.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how they got him to come back. And then also Ultimate Wolverine, which I haven't read, but I need to because now he's just hanging out. Like this is all still kind of taking place right before Ultimate Endgame.
Okay.
So it's like what happens before all that. So, but it's really cool. I really like this.
How many issues does that have left?
I think 2 more. I think it's gonna end at 16 or maybe at 15. But this one's the one. This is the book that has magic in the Ultimate Universe in it. So I that's why I'm very interested. So, okay. Pick of the week time, Jeff. I'm gonna throw it over to you.
My pick of the week is Night City by Dark Horse. This is the newest Matt Kent, David Lapham book. Super interesting concept. So he's basically Superman, Lex Luthor story, kind of, sort of Superman story. Super powerful hero who can fly, do all the Superman things. Super hearing, so he can't go to sleep very easily because he hears all the people suffering of the world. But when he does go to sleep, reality warps around him and he becomes a normal human person doing a very boring day job. And the villains from his superhero reality find out that he is warping reality and they can kill him, that he is easily killable when he's in his human form. They just have to be able to remember that they've warped reality to kill him. Super, super cool concept. And one that's very, very difficult to explain out loud to people. But I love it. I'm super hooked on it. I really like Matt Kent works anyway, so
Yeah, so that one I didn't pick up physically. I did read it because I did a review for it thanks to Dark Horse, but I feel like that one's going. It's only 3 issues, so I'm just gonna grab it when it's all
Yeah.
collected. It does remind me, and I don't know if you ever saw this. There was a TV show called Awake with Jason Isaacs.
I've seen it, but I
where-
haven't seen the show. But
Okay, so here, let
Yeah.
me. The concept of this show is that this man has a wife and a kid, and then in one world he loses his son in an accident. So he's just he lives with his wife, but then when he goes to sleep and wakes up, he goes to a different version of that world where his wife is the one that died in the accident and he lives with his son. And the whole thing of it all was like, is either one of these worlds real? Why is this happening? I don't think I ever finished the show, but I did watch the pilot because people were. It was back then when like we're gonna drop the pilot early on Hulu, so you gotta check it out early. Look, to get people to the platform.
Yeah.
But
Back when
it
they were
gives
doing things
me,
smartly.
yeah, but it it gives me those same vibes with the book. And then David Lapham's art is so cool. Like feels like a little throwback to like I don't know, Golden Age comics, but
Yeah.
then it's got like this modern edge to it. Especially in the other world where he doesn't have powers. Yeah. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Like I think one of the worlds feels like maybe like 90s Image, and the other
Yeah.
world feels like the classic, I don't even know what to call it, but yeah, it's really cool. I really like the book.
It's kind of like I was trying to find a good, but they're all kind of like
Yeah.
He just
Yeah,
has that,
yeah. Like they want to make it as mundane seeming as possible. But I also love the idea of this guy not being able to sleep, having to go to like a deep down in the world, and even then that doesn't help. It only helps for like a few hours.
Yeah, in the Arctic.
The sound eventually.
Yeah, it's just a really cool concept.
Yep, I like it. Matt Kint's a great writer, so I definitely want to follow this up when it's done. My pick of the week was nowhere as layered of a story as this one, but it was still quite fun nonetheless.
And still has a knight in it.
It does. It is the 4th issue and final issue of Knightfight. This is the book that will tell you maybe how Bruce or how Batman, maybe how he gets back into the DCKO event.
Now, what show are they watching here?
Oh, that's not Dragon Ball Z, but that's definitely Goku and Vegeta. Yeah, it's great. I mean, first of all, Dan Mora. I
like that. I like that the grandson has like the biggest eyes of all time. Yeah.
Well, and I wonder how. I don't know if Dan Mora has kids. Like, did he draw this? Did he have? Like, it's a really quick story, and it has all the Easter eggs. You remember Goliath, the little the gargoyle thing that he had for a while? I don't know where that is now, but it just tells you how Damian in this world became Batman, but it's told through the eyes of his son, Alfred. That's right. He named his son Alfred. That SLB is gonna make me cry immediately. Bruce is just living like he's hanging out with his grandson, something he probably never even thought would be possible. I do kind of love the idea that Damian may be the best Batman out there, like out of the 4. Like he was able to do what Bruce never could. But then of course
Tim did a good job.
I think Tim did a good job. Tim did not get enough screen time. That was my other complaint about this series.
Yeah,
he got like 2/3 of an issue because it started off with finish on Red Hood stuff, and then it ended up with introducing Damian stuff.
Yeah.
So Tim does not. But then their fight.
Well, once again, Tim gets the short staff of the Robin.
That's right. No wonder he doesn't want to be Robin anymore in the main book. This is fun. Like this is how a tie-in series that is consequential. Like as much as I love the boss battle thing, this actually feels like you have to read it for the event to fully make sense. and it just
And from
follows
the
Batman.
get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's Batman from the get-go, I felt like this is the one out of all the other, tie-ins and stuff, this was the one that you probably should follow. And it does feel like it's not only will he of course show up back up, but some of these characters might show back up in the DCKO as well. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, and then I picked up this second printing of the first issue.
Nice.
Because I'm never gonna pass up on Dan Mora's art, and they just kind of give you some cool stuff. So, yeah, but yeah, this is just the first one again.
It would be cool to see one full Dan Mora shot of like all the different Batmans in their Batman suits, but like one big, like Avengers sweeping across the kind of scene.
I would love to see this world continue. Actually, the last one, the one with Damian in it, or any of them really. Like, if we wanted to explore this back up, and like, let's say after DCKO, maybe like once again the multiverse shakes up or whatever, and like these worlds come back, and Joshua Williamson gets to do another series to revisit this, I'd be super on board, especially if Dan Moore is going to be drawing it again.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I loved it. Cool. All right. As we kind of wrap things up, God, we've gone long today, so let's make this one. This should be pretty quick. There was not as many books this week as it was a heavy week, and the wallet felt it. So let's go to your pull list, Jeff, first, because I think mine has more. Here, let's see. As always, follow us on League of Comic Geeks. Jeff's picking up this stuff for this week. You want to go through that, Jeff?
We got the Absolute Wonder Woman annual, the newest issue of Action Comics.
Yes.
Amazing Spider-Man Torn. This might be the last issue of Batman and Robin.
I think so.
The first, is this the first Vertigo title? Bleeding Hearts?
I mean, technically it was the Nice House by the Sea issue number 7, but this is the first new series from Vertigo, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I also don't want the internet to be like, you guys don't know anything about comic books. Do you guys even read comic books? We've just talked about them for an hour and a half. I think we read some comic books.
You guys ever had a page fall out of the middle of your comic book because Marvel stapled them so bad?
Yeah, the newest issue,
live on camera. DCKO. I really like the Ordained. The Ordained number 1. It's John Wick, but he's a preacher. So Ordained number 2.
This is where I think Bad Idea was really a bad idea that they don't do digital, because then now, like, if you missed it on the shop, like, you can't read them.
Yeah, bad idea.
And they don't collect them anywhere. They don't do collections of their books either. So like Jeff is the only person that reading Ordained, if assuming his shop is ordered it and has it for him.
Well, I'm still missing. Yeah, so I still don't have Guy in the Chair number 4 because I just don't know if they ordered them or not. And our Soot Stained Heart number 2 they missed that order. So when I go back to my shop on Wednesday, I'm like, did you guys ever pick this up? But yeah, so hopefully they got the Ordained.
If you do want to read those, let me know, because we do have Mad Cave and Dark Horse do send us comps. So if you at least want to continue those stories, I can help you with that. I can help you with Bad Idea.
I did put it on my pull list, so hopefully we'll see.
Cool.
We'll find out next week. The newest issue of Planet She-Hulk and Transformers. Yeah, not too bad.
I wonder who the distributor for Bad Idea is, because if it's Diamond, that's another layer of like
Bad Idea.
Yeah, another Bad Idea. All right, as you can see, my list is very similar to Jeff's, with just a few extra additions. Now, this doesn't mean I pick up, as you've probably seen, I don't pick up everything, but this is just me trying to set up a reading guide too for next week. Yeah, Wonder Woman Annual. Barbarian Behind Bars. I did put this on our folder. I think you guys are going to enjoy this, which is why I wanted you guys to check it out. We had a really big show yesterday, so I wasn't expecting everyone to check it out. But yeah, more Barbarians. The Center Holds. This is a new book from Boom Studios. The thing about this one is by Larry Hama.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I don't know. Joe's own.
Yeah, G.I. Joe's own Larry Hama. So it may be good or it may be dated. I don't know. We'll have to find out. as Jeff mentioned earlier, Cyclops is getting his own little miniseries, probably miniseries.
Probably
Do
miniseries.
you remember when they did a young Cyclops series with his dad and like with Corsair just going into space? Do you remember that?
With the time displaced Cyclops?
Yeah, with the young Cyclops.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that
Oh, that was
series.
so fun. I'm gonna recommend. I believe maybe it was Cullen Bunn that did it. Oh, that was the Magneto series. I don't know. There was a few series back then that like the standalone character series that were bangers, but we'll talk about that later. There's not enough time. The new issue of Die Loaded, the DuckTales Valentine's Day special, Free Planet, one of the best series of 2025, I think, that did not make it on my list, but it's still really good. Maybe the last issue of the first arc of Escape the Dead Zone. It's definitely the last issue we have for now. So it is the first arc finale. So I'm very excited. Good Bones and Other Sordid Tales. This is a Hello Darkness book from Boom, which has multiple stories, but they're all by Steve Orlando with different artists.
Oh, okay.
Groupies by the trade paperback from Mad Cave. I'm mainly picking this up because it's all Tula Lote art, like interiors, everything.
Oh,
Just Brutal. This is a new book from Ignition Press by Dennis Hopeless. This one's really fun, actually. I did get a chance to read it ahead of time. Crypto, The Last Dog of Krypton. The reason I put this on my list is so I can actually now remember to read it. Moon Knight #1. Mark Spector, Moon Knight #1. Sorry. Is this also by Jed McKay? Did they reboot him again? They sure did. God. This is like the fourth. This is the fourth Jed McKay Moon Knight series, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
see?
Marvel. Oh, Marvel, you're such a rascal. Planet She-Hulk, Gotham City Sirens, Love Hurts, Teeny Howard book with Babs Tarr art. It's really good. I did get a chance to read that one already. The Jar Jar Binks one shot. I believe this is a one shot. Yes. There's no way he can carry on a full ongoing. The latest issue of TMNT.
The hierarchy of the Star Wars universe is about to change.
Jar Jar. The Thing on the Doorstep #1. I think this book is actually delayed. Thundercats Lost in Time. It might be delayed, I think. Torture Hearts,
Ironic.
another anthology. But this one's by Oni Press for Valentine's Day. Transformers, Ultimate X-Men, and then last but not least, Wade Wilson Deadpool #1, written by Benjamin Percy with art by Jeff Shaw. You are damn right I'm picking that up. And I'm gonna force
He's supposed
Jeff
to be serious in that one too, right?
Yes. I
serious
think so.
Deadpool.
Dangerous, Unhinged, and Deadly. And look at all the Deadpool covers. Of course, we're gonna close with a bunch of Deadpool covers here. Oh,
that's a cool one.
I do like when they flip the cover to horizontal.
You know what? Here's my big thing. I've just never been a Deadpool guy.
Oh, really? But are you a Gary Duggan guy?
I am a Jerry Duggan guy, and I know he had that classic. Him and is it Brian Posehn had a real long run on Deadpool that is. I feel like that more than any that and maybe the Joe Kelly, whoever it was that had a long run on Deadpool, are probably the most Deadpool-y Deadpools, I think. And I've not read either of those. Like Deadpool for me is like I met him when Rob introduced him to us, and then he kind of picked him up. I liked him in the Reminder X-Force stuff.
Yeah, he's very good. He plays well with other characters, I think.
Yeah, I like it when he pops up in other stuff. I've just never read his own. Like I've just never been able to get into his own.
Well, this might be my favorite one. I might pick up this Vincentini cover. I will say, when the Marvel Now thing rebooted back in 2012, the first arc of Deadpool, and I think that might be the one you're talking about with Brian Posehn. Well, another iteration of their redo.
Mm-hmm.
The first arc was him, Deadpool, fighting undead presidents coming back to life.
Yeah.
And that was
I've
really
read that
fun.
issue. Yeah, so like
Okay.
there's like a couple of ones where I'm like, oh, this is fun, but like it's
Right.
not totally my thing. But yeah,
Well, I'll let you know how it is, and then see if I can. There might be a cover cool. That's why I show you the covers, because sometimes you look at the covers and they're like, "Damn, that's cool. Maybe I'll pick it up." So I'm just trying to nudge you into
the
that direction.
Nakayama cover. If I run into it, could be convinced.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's it. We did a show. We got a show, and then we got a. Are you doing any Super Bowl? You're watching it with your home with your roommates. Do you guys do anything for the Super Bowl? Did you already put on the Smokies on the?
The old Smokies already in the crock pot. No, I might watch it in. I like have it on in the background because I like sports enough. Usually, the first half of a Super Bowl is not great because all the players are too nervous to it's a lot of drop passes, and usually the first quarter is not the greatest to watch.
Here's the move, Jeff. You put it on in the background, and then you read that Magic series.
Yeah,
or the Storm series. I love that's how I don't watch sports. I just have sports in the background, and I read comics, and then I look up when something cool happens.
That's kind of how I do it, because you listen to the audience, and then they're going to show a replay. So
yeah. Well, might go. So my comic shop actually has a Super Bowl thing. Like Sean at Sanctuary Books, they love doing things where if it's like a holiday, he'll just have some stuff at the shop for people to come hang out. So I might do that. Maybe leave before halftime and come watch the rest with my family.
Nice.
Right in time for the Bad Bunny concert. So, well, there you go. We did it.
Right.
Come back on Tuesday evening. I'll put up a show as soon as I can get all the information together. But we should be talking to creator Josh Trujillo. He's been on the show before. He was great, and we're gonna talk about apes with him. And Jeff's got all these questions that I'll have to go through. Make sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but okay.
It's just a bunch of pitches.
Yeah. This is just trying to break into comics.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
The most important thing in life will always be
Hey, Bebo.
Little loves you.
Simon Center, get the fuck out.
All right. Bye.
Get out of here, you weirdo.